Today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day free trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/musicalswithcheese and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs. Download a title free and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/musicalswithcheese. Also, a huge special thanks to our patrons over at Patreon. Our current patrons are Stephanie L., Terry Needleman, Max Lunig, Benjamin Lehrer, Chris O'Kelly, Lily Ackles, and they are all wonderful people. They give us a little financial support that helps us keep the lights on here at Musicals with Cheese. If you would like to join them in supporting us and get tons of fun perks, such as patron-only commentaries, we have one of the Music Man from 2003 up there
Matthew
right
Broderick
now.
and his excellent performance, as always.
As well as our Cats commentary and our full Tony's live stream, so they'll be fun. You'll also get our episodes a day early and a bunch of other cool stuff that are still to come. So come on, join us on Patreon. Give us money.
It's great. We love you. We also have a Amazon affiliate link in the description of all of our episodes. So if you're going to buy anything on Amazon and want to support us in doing so, just click that link before you purchase, and we will receive a small portion of whatever you spend.
We
At
like
no
money.
extra cost to you, of course.
No extra cost. Just give us money. All right, let's get on to the real show.
I just love how shameless Jess is.
Hello, I'm Jesse McAnally.
And I am Andrew DeWolf.
And welcome to Musicals with Cheese, a podcast where I try to get Andrew to like musical theater. And today we have a special guest.
Another special guest. We have all the guests coming on.
All the guests, and they're all very special. We have Casey, a.k.a. Miss Nightmare.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
How you doing today, Casey?
I'm doing very good. Actually, just been incredibly busy trying to get videos out, trying to do a move, all the things.
You know what you need? You need to be more chill.
Yeah, I totally do.
I've heard of this pill, and it might be from Japan. It's gray oblong pill.
Yeah. Wait, isn't that the one where you have an AI that could be any celebrity you want?
No, it's an Ambien. It's
Andy, and it just makes you fall asleep. plot twist to be more chill. The whole thing, it's Jacob's Ladder style.
What are we talking about this week, Casey?
We're talking about Be More Chill, more specifically, the Broadway version.
Be more chill. Take your hands out of your pockets. Arch your back, pop out your chest. Add some swagger to your gait. You'll look like a masturbator. Fix your posture, then the rest.
Oh, but I am a masturbator.
We'll fix that. All your nerdiness is ugly.
I thought I was more of a geek.
All your stammering's a chore.
What? Stammer? No, I don't stammer.
Your
What do I-
tics and fidgets are persistent, and your charm is non-existent. Fix your vibe, then fix some more. No, stop! Oh, everything about you is so...
Be More Chill is a musical with music and lyrics by Joe Iconis and a book by Joe Trax, based on the 2004 novel of the same name by Ned Vizzini. After a 2015 regional theater production, the musical premiered off-Broadway in 2018. A Broadway production began previews on February 13, 2019, and officially opened on March 10, 2019. Despite a strong fan following online, the show has received mixed critical reviews. Terry Teachout from the Wall Street Journal wrote, Be More Chill is one of the strongest new musicals of the past decade, a charming, astutely crafted tale of neurotic post-millennial geeks in love whose appeal is in no way limited to those of whom it portrays. More or less, it is mixed. It is very mixed. Like, even Stephen Sondheim went to see it and walked out in the middle of Act 1. So,
Yeah,
really...
I saw that video and I'm like, wow.
Look, the man has places to be. He's a busy guy, okay?
He's 95 years old. He needed to change his dependent.
Oh, wow.
Jess, I'm curious as to what you think of Be More Chill more than anything, honestly.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Why makes you so curious? Like, what?
This is structured more like a teenage, movie, almost, than it is a musical. And I think that's really interesting. And I want to see your opinion on that, basically. I just want to see how you feel about it, because you're the music theater guy, you know?
In theory.
In theory.
I am very positive about this. I can't ignore its downfalls, and there are tons of them, both in the original production and in the new Broadway production. I think there are glaring issues with both the story structure and the lyric writing and a bunch of things like that. And the Broadway production tries to fix it, but in the attempt to do so, it also feels panderous, where the original version felt very naturally relating to the people of today. I like it, and I'm one of its few defenders, but if people are going to start pointing out its flaws, I can't just be like, no, those don't exist. What about you, Casey? What did you think?
Me? Well, I'll quickly say my history. How I got introduced to it was from Thomas Sanders' music video of, like, not music video, video about trying to guess different musicals. And he sang one of the most famous songs, Michael in the Bathroom. I listened to the whole album. This is a musical that does wonderfully of following this, like, nerdy kid somehow find a way to become popular by this thing from Japan. But then you realize this is not really helping him. Like, for me, personally, more how they did in the Broadway version, it's more about depression, but done in a completely different way. And I like how they did some changes in the Broadway. A couple lyrics are changed here and there. I think there's only two gripes I have. One is Will Rowland only in More Than Survive? And then the very, very outdated Keanu Reeves impersonation for the actor.
It's not outdated anymore. Keanu Reeves is back. Keanu Reeves is back. Everyone is talking about him. He's all over the internet right now.
He's got puppies.
Yeah, the E3 appearance is very relevant 2 weeks after the fact when this comes out.
Well, the thing is that they're using the Matrix impersonation, which is kind of more...
I thought it was more of a Bill and Ted impersonation, honestly.
Yeah, I felt Bill and Ted.
Which is even older.
Which is like, oh dear God, I don't know how Keanu Reeves is going to do it for Bill and Ted 3. Anyway, when... like, only that impersonation kind of bugged me, but even then, this is a musical that does well not only for high school and how it is being in that time period and seeing about love, depression, anxiety. It does well knowing that to accept yourself, and you're gonna have all these voices talking to you, but you just gotta listen to the one voice that is gonna help you and say you can do this and you're gonna be awesome at it.
I think it has a lot of the same themes that we saw in something like Dear Evan Hansen, with the same basic music style as well, but instead of having him mooch off of a suicide, we have him take a science pill, and I think that is much more palatable for me anyways. So I think this is like the good version of Dear Evan Hansen almost, or at least a decent version. Although I don't know how you feel about Dear Evan Hansen, but I was never a fan.
I actually kind of like the album only. I never saw the Broadway show. But I can say there's a weird connection with Dear Evan Hansen, where the original actor from that, who was Evan's friend, Will Rowland, is the main character, B. Marchill. So you have a connection there between both shows.
But Andrew, I'm interested in your thoughts on this. I mean, Casey and I gave our general thoughts. I also kind of want you to tell us the general plot of this musical.
Be More Chill is, well, I had no idea going into this what it was. So going into it, and on initial glance, it's another high school drama love story, and that's it. But then when you really get into it, it's turned into this sci-fi story with Keanu Reeves in his head and controlling his actions and telling him what to say to become popular, which in the end becomes a like evil computer story. It's incredibly cliche in a lot of ways. Like, this is a story that you've seen probably 100 times on children's cartoons and blockbuster movies and all that kind of stuff. But it's interesting to see it done as a musical, especially in like the high school setting. It kind of gave me like Goofy movie vibes, if that makes any sense.
Goofy movie?
Yeah, the Goofy movie with Max is the klutzy kid who wants to fall in love with the, cute girl that's kind of like dramatic. I don't know.
Oh,
and then you
my
mix
God.
that with, I have no idea, some sci-fi plot.
I was gonna say, would that mean if Max took the pill, would Powerline be the supercomputer in his head?
Absolutely, that would be actually awesome. I have a Powerline T-shirt. It's great.
Oh my God. The plot is, as you said, cliche, but a lot of people have described it as My Fair Lady meets a Little Shop of Horrors with a little bit of like Blazing Saddles. Blade Runner sprinkled in.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, but it honestly reminds me more of like a failed plot of like an episode of My Life as a Teenage Robot or something like that.
Oh, kind of.
It reminds me of one of those type of like cartoon plots where, oh, this will make me popular, and oh, geez, it failed miserably, and I have to fix it, and then they fix it, and that's the end.
Now, this musical really resonated with young people, millennials, Gen Xers, like younger millennials, because most millennials are in their 40s now. But
Also Tumblr.
Tumblr. But the thing is, what do you think resonated with them so much? Whereas literally just by word of mouth alone, this show has made its way to Broadway.
I think personally, it would be how the characters are. Like, they're different representations of people in high school, but they're more how they see themselves. Like, they see themselves as Jeremy, they see themselves as Michael, they see themselves as Christine. They see a piece of themselves as these characters. Like, even Rich the bully, like, even at the end, like, when he realizes that he's, like, bi, like, it helps kids to understand the different genders and different sexualities and discovering themselves with this. And also, this was more like in Act 2, the pill is handled more with a supercomputer with Keanu Reeves as more of a sign of depression, more pronouncedly in this version of the show than the original one.
Well, you have things like the father having to rise up to save him by coming out of his own depression, so you can kind of see that resonate between the two of them there. I would say if you look at other popular media among that age group, things like we've talked about before, fucking what's that Archie show that's fucking popular?
Riverdale.
It's like that pretty much as a musical where you have like these basic teen characters that go through things that are relatable, but then you have this higher element that makes it more entertaining. So I could definitely see how this would appeal to that audience, but in the same way, because of that, this has no appeal for someone older. Like I can absolutely see why Stephen Sondheim would just walk out of something like this. Like, what is he's gonna look at this and he's gonna be like, what the hell is going on?
No, he's just seen flossing being used as part of a dance routine here.
Yeah, like, this is not okay. This Fortnite shit, get it off my stage.
But funnily enough, this musical also seems to not understand video games, or at least not video games in any kind of modern context.
No, the video game part, well, it understands video games on a level of, like, I'm a gamer because I watch, some YouTuber talk about Mario. But, like, if you are looking at, like, actual gamers who are going to be the guys drinking Mountain Dew and Doritos, they would look at this and they'd be like, they're playing Doom as a 2-player game? What the hell? Like,
no, they're not playing Doom. They're playing Apocalypse of the Dead.
It just happens to have the same graphics as Doom. That doesn't make sense either. Like, who's playing Doom in 2019?
Given the fact that in the song they like playing out-of-print games, yeah, they're playing out-of-print games because it's fun.
It bothers me that they say that Nintendo zombies when Nintendo is very known for being family friendly and not doing like any violent games.
Hey, Doom was on Nintendo systems though.
Yeah, like, is it like they did a lot of announcements with the Switch recently, and there's like Contra and a few others.
Oh yeah, Contra's a good one. They could have been playing Contra. That's an actual 2-player game.
You know, like any of these games, like would show like I feel like the gaming cloud in this, and I know it's really dumb for me of all people to start talking about gaming cloud. It feels disingenuous. It feels like it's tapping into something that they think, oh, this is popular, right? Instead of like actually wanting to do it.
It's unnecessary too because they're not trying to hit the gamer crowd. They're trying to hit like the theater kid crowd and like that type of thing. Which is a totally different crowd than the gamers and the stoners, which I found that weird as well, that they have a stoner as the secondary character there.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't feel like that's the type of person that's going to be watching this, but I suppose, you know.
I am in the bathroom by myself.
That's right.
No.
What do you think, Jess? Like, why do you think this had the appeal it does?
I think it has the appeal it does because there are certain things that I think speaks true to younger generations, and I felt it too. Like there were things in here that I'd never seen before in this specific way, like how offhandedly they reference suicide, and that's something I used to do a lot when I was a kid. I'd just be like, oh, I'm just gonna kill myself later. That's fine. That's something that a lot of kids do. Like when she's like, not depressed, just like kill myself depressed. No, I'm not into self-harm. Take a look here, dude. Look. See my arm. Or like when Michael's like, I could off myself instead. I wish I was never born.
Which that's one of the more darker ones, and this is coming from like the secondary main character, and you're like, holy shit.
Oh yeah, I was gonna compare it to Dear Evan Hansen, because Dear Evan Hansen has a lot of suicide references, but they take themselves way too seriously with it.
Yeah,
which is like
disingenuous.
Yeah, it's disingenuous, which is why I feel like that show doesn't connect as well with the younger audience as this one does. Because that show takes suicide so seriously, and every time they mention it, you know that it's like an actual thing that they're talking about and not like an offhand reference, which is how younger people actually talk about that type of stuff, is like as offhand references, and like maybe it's serious, maybe it's not, who knows. And then, oh my goodness. There's so many comparisons to Dear Evan Hansen you can make with this.
Do you guys want to talk about the characters a bit? Because I feel like that's where the biggest strength in the show is the fact that they have some very strong characters within it.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, let's talk about Jeremy.
He likes to jerk off. He establishes that very quickly.
Yeah, like I'm waiting for my porn to load. Like, okay.
I gotta say that none of the masturbation jokes landed for me at all.
No, but also because it's another disingenuous thing. When your porno's loading, like, what year are you in?
Well, where does his dad not pay for the internet? Like, maybe he's using his cell service?
I got an idea. It's Spectrum.
Oh, Spectrum's garbage.
That you could be using Spectrum trying to download it, or it could be a giant video.
Fuck, are you downloading a 4K porno?
With Jeremy, it's definitely hentai. Like, there's just no way. He's looking at cartoons. He's not looking at actual women.
Well, given the fact that one of the options that Keanu Reeves could have turned into was a sexy anime cowgirl, yeah, it could have been hentai.
I'm surprised he didn't pick that one.
Christine Canigula is probably the closest thing to like hentai in real life.
No, Christine is the girl that is not very popular, or at least not comparatively so he thinks that he has a chance with her.
Yeah, she's basically the nerdy theater kid, which I can relate to that. Because she kind of acted a bit how I would be when I was like in like later years in high school.
I think a lot of the people that are fans of the show can relate to her.
But the thing is, she doesn't have much of a character outside of the fact that she has something that she likes. We don't really know.
That's not true. That's not true. She has her love story with the jock character and everything.
Jake the jock.
Which I actually think that's interesting that because usually they wouldn't do that. She would just be like too shy and like, oh, I'm not ready for something like that. But instead she's like totally ready for it. She's like, I'm gonna go out with this jock character. So I like that plot point. I don't know. Yeah,
again, the fact that he actually approaches her, not the other way around, that's completely different.
Jess is like glaring at me. He's like, no.
No.
What were you gonna say, Jess? Tell us how you really feel.
But these are things that are happening to her, not things about her.
But they are things about her, though.
Yeah, she was Julia. She was Blanche Schuroll. She's talking like she is a sweet, very kind character. Like, she was even concerned when Jeremy took the pill. Like, he was having a little seizure in the mall and was concerned for him when he was having his seizures. Like, she's a very sweet, caring person. She can be energetic when she wants to be. She has her weaknesses. She is how she is as a person. And I can see that for her. Like, even then, like, she's like, oh, do I really like this guy who I never thought I'd be into? Should I really do that? And saying this to Jeremy because, like, she sees Jeremy as a nice friend, and just, she's not 100% sure, but it's more, she's also growing up as, like, an adult, because, like, she never thought she could have this at all.
She
like,
has
a nerd.
more of a character than Roxanne from the Goofy movie. We'll say that.
I will agree with that.
I love Roxanne, but yeah, I can agree with that too.
I mean, I think that a lot of what comes from Christine's personality comes from the performance from Stephanie Hsu, if you want the honest answer.
Yeah.
That might be true. You might be right about that. Because there isn't actually much written into it.
Yes. On the page, she is not much of a character. The fact that Stephanie Hsu is able to elevate that makes it really effective on stage.
We didn't talk very much about Jeremy other than that he likes to jerk off.
Let me back to Jeremy. Jeremy is more of the awkward, nerdy guy who is very, very shy, not really confident. Pretty sure he knows that he has panic attacks at school. He needs to wear glasses because he's a nerd. And then he suddenly gets the pill, and it teaches him to be like, hey, don't slouch. Wear this M&M shirt. Oh, I fixed your vision.
He turns into a jerk, and everyone loves him.
Like, no, he basically kind of is like a different version of his character. For Will Roland, it's like a different version of his character from Dear Evan Hansen. But at least that character redeems himself in it. Like, I was so hesitant with Will Roland because I liked Will Connolly from the original production. Will Roland, only in More Than Survive, I just don't feel it. Only in the later songs, I can feel his character and the emotion. Like, I know the More Than Survive is like the opener, but I just didn't feel it from him. Especially because, like, in the Good Morning part, he just seems so annoyed. I'm like, yawn, damn it, yawn!
I'm with you. I think Will Connolly's performance feels more like an actual human being, whereas Will Roland plays it like the stereotypical I'm Miracle nerd, which bothers me a lot.
That would have been really annoying, yeah.
Oh my god. But at least after the More Than Survive that I know from the album and the couple clips I have seen of the Broadway show, because I wasn't able to see the Broadway show before this anyway, I see him more as a nerd, and then having the pill and realizing his mistakes and trying to fix himself and actually still becomes a better person than he was in the beginning. Will Connolly felt like a generally sweet, nerdy guy that you would be okay with, and you feel bad when the pill of the... I'm going to just call it the pill Keanu Reeves because, damn it, I can't. Basically, like, corrupts him, and you just want to see him get out of it, and you're happy that he succeeds, and he's still himself, but he has grown a bit.
We should talk about
Michael.
Michael!
Who is, I think, Jess's favorite character?
I
Yes.
like Michael, too.
So what do you like so much about Michael, Jess? Is it that you see yourself in him because you're a stoner and you're a loser?
I am only one of those things. Guess which one?
Loser.
Loser. I know what I am. I like Michael because he's very openly emotional about a male friendship without being outwardly in a romantic connection with them, which is something I find rare in all forms of media. And I think just how directly he states it is one of the main reasons why the show picked up. Like, the Michael in the Bathroom song really caught traction more than everything else because it is such an honest feeling. And there has been since the Michael Jeremy shippers, which is great. I'm glad you guys find something you support, but also, like, I like the platonic love because I don't see that
I'm
very
gonna
often.
ship Jeremy and some hentai girl, not Jeremy and Michael.
I see more of a best friends friendship with Jeremy and Michael, but if you shippers love it, go right ahead.
I don't like the shipping at all. I'm gonna be totally against it. We need more platonic male relationships like this where it's honest and open.
Oh,
And we
yeah.
don't get very much of that.
Yeah, Andrew, we don't.
Jess, we're not friends, okay? We all know this. I come here for the money, and I mooch off you.
Wait, hold on 1 second. I ship it.
Ooh. I mean, that is hot, and like the second we get fan art above that, I mean, I'll be.
Guys, you gotta.
Jess is a power bottom.
I told you that in confidence.
I'm thinking of something.
So submit your fan art to musicaltheaterlives@gmail.com.
Or send it directly to me on Facebook if you'd like. I love Michael, I think. He's maybe the best character. Actually, definitely the best character. The only thing I don't love about him is he's just like, he's a stoner for no reason. I think they just wanted to have a Bob Marley section. That never really comes up much. It's just like that one time.
He's a very nice person, very sweet and kind. In the Michael in the bathroom segment, like the whole song is basically him having a freaking panic attack. I feel like he uses legal marijuana to calm down from panic attacks like that. It helps to calm him down from
What state does this take place in? Is this Massachusetts? Is this California?
Jersey.
Jersey, is it legal there?
I don't know.
Is Michael a federal criminal? Yes.
I don't know. But
all right.
but he's like a nice best friend. Even when the pants on, like it takes Jeremy's dad to get like Michael the pants on to go save his best friend because Jeremy's dad knows that the only one who could get through to him that's not him because he doesn't know much with his son is his best friend Michael. And Michael does that.
The one thing surprising about Michael is that he does come back, which honestly he shouldn't have. But you know what? That's what friends do, I guess.
Yeah.
Is there any other characters worth talking about? I mean, you have Rich, you have the dad.
What about the Squip itself? Like that.
Is the Squip a character?
Yes. I say the Squip is a character.
As much as Audrey 2 is.
All right. So what would you say of that?
The Squip is his own, like, it's a gray envelope quantum nanotechnology CPU that it plants in your brain and tells you what to do. It could be anything for a physical representation that only you can see, but even then, it's like, it's learning with you. It's growing. It's learning because it's like a freaking computer.
But emotionally, though, how does it, like, does it have emotions, or is it literally just there to take over everyone's mind?
I feel like
the motivation's not clear.
Well, for me personally, I think as it grows with the host, it learns more about how humans and things like, oh, okay, my human's not happy. How do I make my human happy? Oh, I know. Why don't we accept the whole school with Squip that everyone knows how you are and they can understand you better. Like, but that's the thing is that's the only logic the Squip sees because it's a computer. It does not care. Even then when it's like, oh, I anticipated you betraying me. I don't care if you don't like this. I'm still going to do it because I want to make sure that everybody knows how you're going through. It doesn't even care about Jeremy's own feelings of how it's going to be because the Squip overall, like I mentioned earlier, is a version of depression. It's the voice in your head that tells you all these things like, you are ugly, you are terrible, everything about you makes me want to die. It's depression personified as Keanu Reeves.
I mean, I see that. That's a great take, but I also, looking back in the original off-Broadway production, there is very much a character that has intent in action from the very beginning. That is just like, I'm going to take over the school, even if I have to use this little kid to do it.
The thing I see, at least in the Broadway version we watched, is that they took some of that out, but like in the first act, there's not very much of him like, I'm going to take over everyone else. That doesn't really show up until the end. So that is kind of feels out of nowhere for me. So the motivation's a little lost. Is that different in the other like off Broadway or?
I think so because Eric William Morris is able to get more of an actual personality across than just Keanu Reeves is. Because Eric William Morris basically just uses his own voice and he's like, "Get your hands out of your pockets! Come on, kid, loosen up." He's kind of like just a guy as opposed to Keanu Reeves.
I guess they wanted to go with a more fan crowd pleasing.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong, Jason Tam did a great job, because even when the parts where he breaks out of the Keanu Reeves impersonation, he does great.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, he's Keanu Reeves as the Squip. That's going to be a weird film adaptation.
I'm interested. I'm excited. I hope they get Keanu Reeves for the film adaptation.
Yeah.
I bet you they can. I guess it depends on the budget. It depends on the budget.
Yeah. Well, he appeared in like a rom-com on Netflix. He could do anything. He's on Toy Story 4. He could do anything.
Toy Story 4 is a pretty high budget.
Hi guys, sorry to interrupt you in the middle of the show, but today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day free trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/musicalswithcheese and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs. Download a title free and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/musicalswithcheese to get started today. Why Audible? Audible's offering content and an unmatched selection of audiobooks, original audio shows, news, comedy, and more from the leading audiobook publishers, broadcasters, and entertainers. This week, I am suggesting Be More Chill by Ned Vizzini, narrated by Ramon de Ocampo. I have no idea why I'm recommending that. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/musicalswithcheese. Again, that's audibletrial.com/musicalswithcheese for your free audiobook. All right, folks, let's get back to the show.
I don't wanna be a hero, just wanna stay in the line. I'll never be a Rob De Niro. For me, Joe Pesci is fine, and so I follow my own rules, and I use them as my tools to stay alive. I don't wanna be special, no, I just wanna survive. Come on.
So let's talk about More Than Survive as a song.
A lot of the songs sound very similar in like samey to me, which is I think I had a similar complaint with Dear Evan Hansen, where there's like a lot of songs that really sound the same, and it doesn't help that this sounds exactly like Dear Evan Hansen in terms of their music style, at least in my opinion. Maybe others can very distinctly tell the two apart. I know I've talked to my girlfriend about it, and she has only heard Michael in the Bathroom, and she thought that was from Dear Evan Hansen. So,
Wow.
oops. So there's that. Yeah, we can go into More Than Survive specifically as well if you want.
Yeah. No, More Than Survive is an opener, which I like the change they did to it. It's nice. You get to know more of the other characters. This is a song that does well to establish a normal everyday school day for Jeremy, and then something different happens when he realizes, hey, I'm going to make this big step and sign up for the school play. And then he just he gets it, gets made fun of, and he's like, I'm not going to be cool. I'm not going to be like George Clooney. I can't be Rob De Niro. I'm okay with being Joe Pesci.
I mean, I gotta be honest, Joe Pesci is cooler than Rob De Niro, but whatever your opinion is, man.
Again, this is just Jeremy here. So, but the thing is, he realizes he'll just try his best to try and survive high school this is like his junior year, so he'll survive it for another 2 years.
So this is, I think this is an interesting song, because I'm going to talk about music theater structure, huh? Okay, Jess, how's that?
Go for it.
Is this like an introduction song as well as an I Want song, like all combined into one thing?
Yep, because he doesn't have an I Want song until this is his I Want song.
This is it though. This literally the title's More Than Survive, which is what he wants to do.
Sets up location and character needs.
But I do have a complaint with this song, and listening to it a few times, it feels like they just want to get everything out of the way like super fast. So they're like, okay, this is the main character. Here's like a second song within this song about his friend. Here's like a third song within the same song about his girlfriend that he wants. And it's like they just set everything up so quick in like an 8-minute song, and they set everything up. I don't know. I feel like I would have liked it better if they spread it out a little bit and have it be
Took its
more
time
natural.
a little bit.
Yeah, a little more natural feeling rather than like, all right, quick, we got to get into this because we have this sci-fi shit that we have to explain.
No, well, I think more importantly, I like this one because it actually shows the characters a bit more. Because in the original, it's like we don't really get introduced to these characters at all at length. Like for the album, we don't get introduced much. For the original stage show, we get introduced as an extended portion that you don't show in the original album. So it's like we don't get to know these characters. We don't get to know why Rich like says, "Don't touch me, toss," and then immediately starts a conversation with somebody else. I'm like, what the fuck?
What do you think, Jess?
I think the song is effective, and I kind of appreciate the fact that it kind of covers a lot of ground, but I understand the way that you feel it's a little bit scatterbrained. But despite that scatterbrained feeling, you understand each and every character, their needs, their desires, and who they are, both musically as well as that. It sets up a lot of themes, like Michael's theme, which Michael in the bathroom is played there. Christine's Christine theme and all that.
Which I honestly find that obnoxious a little bit.
Yes, I get that.
Way too on the nose. Like musically, you set up a theme, you want it to be a little more subtle. Like this is like dead in your face. Like you're saying her name as the theme. It's like.
Okay, granted, I don't like how Will Rowland says it because he makes it sound so awful. I like Will Conley because he's actually being sweet.
I will say that the fact that every single theme is set up, like the more I think about it, like you set up the Rich set a fire and he burned down the house, that's set up here. When you see Jenna Rowland, you see the do you want to ride, when you see the two girls, like everyone's individualized theme is set up here really, really well.
It's like they combined the like setting song, the I Want song, and the overture all into one song.
Honestly, yes. And it shouldn't work as well as it does, and I'm not claiming that it works perfectly, but I say it works pretty darn well.
They also established one other theme in this though that is that you didn't mention, which is terrible lyrics that are really cringy.
What lyric are you thinking specifically?
Oh, the one about my Bob Marley song is on and now it's over, so now I can talk about something else. It's like, Jesus Christ, what is happening here? This is so bad.
You're listening to Bob Marley again, aren't you?
Oh, I'm listening to Marley and the groove is hella gnarly and we're almost at the end of this song. Yeah, that was the end. Now tell me, friend, how was class? You look like ass. What's wrong?
Yeah,
yes.
It's awful. It's so bad.
Aww.
And I'm not even a lyric guy. Like, I can usually forgive, like, bad lyrics, but that really just, oh my God. Some of the lyrics in this stand out so much as, like, that is bad. And in like two-player game, it's also, like, there's so many cringe lines that are, I just can't take.
The only thing that I find like really hard to stomach in More Than Survive is the come on, come on.
Which is like, it's like establishing that he has a stutter, but he doesn't.
No, he doesn't have a stutter. It makes more sense for the original actor for the original production, but here it's like.
Does he have a stutter in like the original version or something like that?
No, he just delivers it much better.
Yeah, in that one I was like, oh geez, he's gonna have a stutter through the whole thing. It's gonna be annoying. But he doesn't.
Musicalized stutter would be really cool in a musical. The more I think about it,
it would if it's written very well. It would also be really annoying if it's written poorly. Like I'm just picturing every song has him going. It's like, oh my God, stop! Make this stop. Nothing against people with stutters, but you know, it's different when it's entertainment, and like I'm meant to be entertained.
Find a bad guy, push him aside, then move on board with your friend at your side. It's a two-player game, so when they make an attack, you know you got a brother gonna have your back. Then you stay on track, and I'll remain on course, and if they give you a smack, you gotta use your force. And if you leave your brother behind, it's lame, cause it's an effed up world, but it's a two-player game. Hey!
Do you guys want to talk about two-player game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the song. I know it's not perfect, but I do like it. Even the fact that it does feel a little disingenuous.
I like the chiptune, thing they go into where they have it sound like something you'd hear in a retro game. That's neat. It hasn't really been used before as far as what I've seen. So I think that's cool. I will say every single time that they go in and they're yelling like zombie and shit is like, I want to like die of embarrassment.
Why? Because you've done that?
No, because that is not at all how gamers talk, and it's like, oh, please make this stop.
Mine would be like, I'm sometimes play gaming. I do a little Overwatch. I basically go like, no. Fuck you.
That in horror games, I guess, but they weren't playing a horror game; they were playing a shooter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well,
I don't know.
a zombie shooter.
What do you think, Jess? I know you like the song.
I like this song. I think I like more the emotion that comes from it more than like the goofier elements. Like, I really like when it slows down and it gets honest and you get that relationship, like, you know that you are my favorite person, and like setting up like everything that they're gonna go through together and setting up everything that Jeremy's gonna betray later. The thing is, it does some things like so disingenuous in that, but that moment seems very genuine where he's like, you really mean that I'm your favorite person? Like, it sets up so much of their relationship without like having to be pandering. It doesn't feel pandering. It feels like good character development. And I feel like this is Joe Iconis' big first step. Like, I love to see what he does in a more character-centric piece that isn't about high school.
Yeah, high schoolers are not the best thing to write character studies on.
Glee. Oh, wait, what? Who said that?
Oh, I don't want to watch Glee. It's no Glee.
Whoa, everything about you makes me want to die.
Jesus Christ.
So don't freak out and don't resist and have no doubt if I assist you will be more chill.
Let's talk about Be More Chill really quick where the Squip comes in.
This is a song that establishes the Squip trying to help Jeremy out.
I love the Keanu Reeves voice. I think it's great. I don't know. Maybe it's better without it. I love it. I think it's hilarious.
Hey Casey, do you know what the really old original lyrics were that are super problematic?
Let's see, which problematic one?
There was one like in a very early production that he had Will Conley and Eric William Morris at, like at a TED Talk, and they sang it, and here are the original lyrics.
All your stammering's a chore. Every lame characteristic makes you come off as autistic. We'll fix your vibe and then some more.
Wait, that was the original lyric? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm grateful he didn't put that in there then.
And that makes me appreciate the equally terrible line, add some swagger to your gait or you'll look like a masturbator.
So it's okay to make fun of masturbators, but it's not okay to make fun of autistic. Come on.
Yes!
I didn't know about that original line. That surprised me.
I don't know. It's about as edgy as the line, we're signing up for the school play as a ticket to be called gay.
Yeah, that one's still cringy too.
Yeah, at least he kind of made up with I love gay people.
That feels
Well, I
like
mean,
a copy-pasted line.
Time,
just
though,
that's a rubber stamp line to be like, see, we like gays.
But that's how high schoolers talk, though.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I can appreciate a little edgy humor in a high school show.
Michael in the bathroom at a party. This is a heinous night. I wish I stayed at home in bed watching cable porn, or wish I off myself instead. Wish I was never born. 'Cause Michael, who's a loner, so he must be a stoner. Rides a PT Cruiser. God, he's such a loser. Michael flying solo. Who you think that you know? Michael in the bathroom by himself. All by himself.
Michael in the bathroom.
Michael in the bathroom.
Is this like everyone's favorite song from this show or something?
Basically.
I didn't love it. I don't know. It's okay.
Why do you indifference this so much, Andrew?
Well, it's just kind of, maybe it's just because I've heard so many of this song where it's like, oh, it's the emotional moment and it's like a sappy pop song. It just, musically, I'm not talking lyrics or themes or anything. Musically, it doesn't stand out to me in any real way.
I think performance-wise is where it really stands out.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you on that.
I think like this as a song is okay, like maybe a little less than okay. But the performance by George Salazar really makes it stand out because he is going through an entire journey as he sings this song, which in the other hands would likely be not that entertaining.
Well, it's just like in any other hands, it's just here's a sappy guy whining to a pop song. And like you know, you get James Corden to sing it, and it's like, oh man, this is cringy.
Yeah, I have heard. Because I heard that, but I didn't see it. How was that?
Cringy.
Oh dear. Good to know. For me, with Michael in the bathroom, it's a song that does well, showing more of Michael's character that we never really see. We think he's a happy-go-lucky guy, but really realizing that he is suppressed.
He's only happy with his best friend.
He's only happy with his best friend, and his best friend is no longer there anymore. Aww. And then he's also during like the song, like the lead up to the song, he had a big fight with Jeremy, and Jeremy just called him a loser. And it's like heartbreaking for Michael to hear his best friend say that to him, and he's having a panic attack in the bathroom at the biggest party of the fall. The worst thing for him.
I'd hug him.
Yeah, I would too.
Only if he's on the toilet.
And by force. Only by force.
Not by force, Jess. You're going too far. All right.
I'm giving you a poop hug whether you like it or not.
Oh, no. It's time for the trivia challenge.
Trivia challenge!
I'm just going to pick... the guest gets to go first.
Yay!
Guest gets to go first. All right. Are you ready for your question?
Yes.
The book writer of Be More Chill, Joe Trax, is that right? Is also well known for another fantasy teen musical. What is that musical?
Oh, The Lightning Thief?
Yes, that is correct.
Yay!
That's the Percy Jackson musical, The Lightning Thief.
I got half,
which
but I'm okay with that.
We have not talked about yet, but Jess says it's really good.
I enjoyed it.
All right, Jess, are you ready for your question?
I am. I got glasses in my mouth. Let's go.
Let's see. Soda plays a big role in the musical. We know to deactivate a Squip, it's with Mountain Dew Red. But how do you activate one?
Normal Mountain Dew.
And what color would that be?
Green.
Ah, he's a true gamer. All right, so we're tied 1-1.
It is Mountain Dew Game Fuel.
Mountain Dew Gamer Fuel with Doritos mixed in. It's the only way to activate it. It's from Japan.
Yeah. It's a CP.
Your next question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Name one other musical by songwriter Joe Iconis.
Oh no, I just looked at this.
You can't look it up. It's gotta be off the top of your head here.
Oh, shoot. Rock and Roll Friday?
It was not called Rock and Roll Friday.
No.
Blood Song of Love, the Rock and Roll Spaghetti Western, is the closest name we have.
Oh my god, that's what I remembered. Just what genre was. Damn
All right. One last question then. We're still tied 1-1.
Okay.
Well, not one last question. There will be one more additional question after that. Joe Iconis, the man who created the music and lyrics for Be More Chill, also created 6 other musicals.
Oh shit.
So I'm gonna go hard on Jess here. Can you name 2 more?
Yes. He's about to do one called Broadway Bounty Hunter, and he's also gonna do one, The Plant That Ate Dirty Socks, that I saw on his Facebook a long time ago. And of course, the Blood Song of Love, the Rock and Roll Spaghetti Western.
All right. Well, that's 2 points for Jess and one point for Casey here. But let me get our bonus question prepared. Now, the bonus questions are worth 2 points. The most stolen food item in the world is cheese. What percent of all cheese is stolen?
16.
90.
You're both incorrect, sadly. These bonus questions. Nobody's cashing in these bonus points. But you're both incorrect, sadly. It is 4%. 4% of all cheese is stolen.
Wow.
I guess I'll never be perfect.
That does make Jess our reigning champion for the trivia challenge at the moment.
I'm the best around. Nothing's ever gonna bring me down. All right, Casey, I know you've got a ton of things you want to promote out there, but before we do that, what is your overall thoughts on Be More Chill and your cheese rating?
Oh, this is just a wonderful musical. I love the characters. I love the plot. The songs are great. If you want a nice, like, modern musical that is actually original, I recommend that and the original version. My cheese rating, that's a little bit challenged, but I think I'm gonna go with cheddar because yes, it's cheesy, but I love it.
Hey, Andrew, what about your overall thoughts and your cheese rating?
My overall thoughts on this is there's a lot of strong ideas and decent music. There's also a lot of factors that go into kind of hurting the show. Lyrically, some of the, I'm not going to lie here, a lot of the jokes for me didn't land at all. But of course, I don't think I'm the target audience, so I think a lot of your enjoyment here comes from who you are and if you're part of the audience they're trying to engage. I will say that this does feel like a much better version of Dear Evan Hansen, and it hits a lot of the same themes and a lot of the same music without being as insulting, I guess, is my thought. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but I also don't think I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know. It's kind of like it depends who I'm talking to, whether or not I recommend it. As far as a cheese rating, Japan actually doesn't have cheese, so I'm not going to give it a cheese rating.
Can I skip ahead to my cheese rating, Andrew? My cheese rating is Sakura cheese, because it's from Japan!
Japan has very little cheese.
Wow.
Because they don't actually have cows there, I don't think.
Yeah, it's got mountain cherry leaves and pickled cherry blossom flowers inside the cheese, which is pretty cool.
But what's your overall thoughts on this, Jess? I think this is what we've all been waiting for, really.
It's a guilty pleasure musical. It's not perfect, but really, it hits a lot of emotional beats that I really appreciate. I like almost all the characters, which is really rare. I feel that when a musical is often not a character piece because it has to do so much and balance so many things, so you don't really get many introspective character moments like you do in Two-Player Game or like between Christine and Jeremy. So I think that this is really effective in a way that a lot of musicals aren't. So I appreciate it on that thing. I think it has a lot of verisimilitude to it that appeals to younger generations, and that is rare. That the younger generation is deciding what's on Broadway as opposed to a bunch of old white men. So that is something I appreciate too. I have a lot of appreciation for this show, despite the fact that it's not technically the most groundbreaking or well-done musical in the world. I appreciate Joe Iconis and the work that he does, and I think it's really effective and important.
Oh, you know what? One other thing I wanted to say is I like that a lot of the plot elements are more mainstream compared to a lot of other musicals. I think you don't always see that like sci-fi type stuff outside of blockbuster films, and it's nice to kind of see that in a musical that isn't terrible, because you also see that in like Spider-Man, but that's awful. So it's nice to see that in one that isn't horrible and is actually like original as well. And I think that's the last I have to say about it. Jess, you could call us off here?
Yeah, Casey, do you want to promote some of your shit? Come on, go ahead and promote.
I will do that. You can follow me at Miss Nightmare 24, which is MS Nightmare 24. You can follow me on Instagram at Miss Nightmare Reviews. I also have a Patreon like these two. You can want to help support me. You can do so at patreon.com/nightproductions. If you want to watch more video content where I see things from my childhood, might do some musicals, and I'm doing upcoming live action Disney steal-ons again, you can go to Miss Night Reviews on YouTube to subscribe to me, and also don't forget to hit the bell icon because YouTube algorithm is crazy stupid, like it does. And I Yeah, fair enough. And that's all I can really think to promote with my stuff. So, take it away.
Speaking of promotion, today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day membership trial. Just go to audibletrial.com/musicalswithcheese and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs. Download a title free and start listening. It's that easy. Just go to audibletrial.com/musicalswithcheese. Thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate the attention you're bringing to the show and all the love you're sending us throughout the social medias. Please keep leaving us reviews on iTunes. It really helps us out, and it really lets us know what you're thinking of the show.
At least until iTunes dies.
Yeah, until iTunes dies.
Well, there's still a podcast app.
Yes, and it becomes the podcast app. Should I just say keep reviewing us on the podcast app?
Yeah,
you might want to. iTunes is going under pretty soon, right?
Yeah, it should, but I've been listening to you on the Apple Podcast app, so...
Yeah, Apple Podcast app, let's go with that. We're going to... No more iTunes.
Yeah, I guess. Also, we're on Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, a bunch of other things, at Musicals with Cheese. Our Twitter is at Cheesy Musicals. Our Patreon is Musicals with Cheese. Send us a couple dollars. We like money because we are broke human beings here. Our Instagram is Musicals with Cheese. Our YouTube page is Musicals with Cheese. There's a new video up there right now. I don't even know what it is right now. Our email is musicaltheaterlives@gmail.com. Our title card was created by Jolene Casco. Her Instagram is at Jolene Casco. So, you all got anything you got left to say before we wrap up?
I have one more thing to promote. My band has a EP out. It is. It should, at least, when is this episode airing? It should definitely be out by this time.
I think July 5th is when this is coming out.
July 5th, it will definitely be out by then. So we have our EP out. It is self-titled, so it is Thanks with an exclamation point. That is my band's name. And you should be able to find that on pretty much every major music place. Check it out. We're like a indie rock kind of thing, little jazzy.
It's really good. I really like it. And I'm a musical theater guy, and I don't usually like mainstream music, and I really enjoy what he does.
Yeah, so thank you for your consideration, everyone.
Yeah.
All right, folks, say goodbye so we can wrap up.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys. We'll see you next time on Musicals with Cheese.